Welcome back to the Literacy Teachers YouTube channel, where we're all about helping you to inspire, motivate, and change how your students read and write for academic success. In this video, we're going to be doing a portrait of a struggling reader named Carlos and his experiences with graphic novels. So a little bit about Carlos. When I met him, he was 13 years old and in the 7th grade, and he was testing at a 4th grade level in terms of his reading abilities. Now, Carlos's reading practices, he didn't read a lot in school, but outside of school, he read a lot of graphic novels. He just read them constantly. And within his neighborhood, a lot of other kids were reading graphic novels as well, and they participated in discussions about graphic novels. And Carlos, in fact, was considered an expert in his neighborhood. If you needed a good graphic novel to read, Carlos was your man, right? He could point you in the direction, make recommendations. He was highly valued and respected as a graphic novel reader in his neighborhood. As he said to me, we read these books all the time at home. My friends and I share them. So we've all read like all the same books, just at different times. As soon as I find one that everyone will like, I tell them. He was very excited and happy to discuss graphic novels with me. So what did Carlos want? Well, Carlos recognized that as a reader in school, he wasn't doing so well. And he really recognized that he struggled with comprehending what he was asked to read. And he wanted to get better at improving his comprehension. He also wanted to be recognized as capable. And just like everybody else that I've been profiling, he wanted to do better in school. Now, he was aware, like pretty much every struggling reader I've ever spoken with, he's aware that he reads below grade level, or at least that he tests below grade level. And he also understands that reading in school is very different from reading graphic novels. He recognizes that reading, for example, out of a science textbook is not the same thing as engaging with a graphic novel, that they're very different in terms of how they're structured, what the point is, the different features that are in it, and he can talk to you about that a little bit. But he also knows that graphic novels are a very complex type of reading, that you have to pay attention, that you have to think about how pictures are used in relation to text, that you have to think about where things are placed in that text in order to comprehend it. So Carlos is a pretty sophisticated reader, especially when it comes to graphic novels. But he does know that in general, with his school texts, that he has regular difficulties comprehending and understanding them. So Carlos is very honest about, I think, who he is and what his strengths are and what his weaknesses are and where he'd like to get better. So the takeaway here, okay, if you've read anything in the literature about struggling readers, you know they're often pigeonholed as being these unmotivated, lazy, don't care, don't want to get any better. And that's not true, right? And in fact, some struggling readers, in this case Carlos, are recognized as experts outside of school, and they play an important role in their community when it comes to reading.